In today's take, I want to talk about Terrence Mann and how he will benefit the most from Kawhi Leonard's injury this upcoming season. Before we get into that, though, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell so we get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into what the topic is. Now, I speak on Terrence Mann. I speak on Terrence Mann highly because I think a lot of what type of player he is and his character and how he conducts himself. And I like his swagger. I like his attitude. You know what I'm saying? I like his demeanor and everything that I've seen from him so far in the playoffs. And even in the regular season last year, I was impressed by. He was only averaging 7 points and 3.6 rebounds a game. But what I expect from him this season, I expect him to double that damn near. With Kawhi Leonard being out, he should get significant more minutes. He should see significant time in the fourth quarters. He should be one of their possible closers in the fourth quarter, whether it's on defense or offense. And what I mean by that is, when you say closer, sometimes you don't necessarily have to close the game on offense. You can close the game on defense. You can make a defensive stop and, neutralize other teams' offense to propel your team to win. And I think Terrence Mann, his toughness, his energetic ways, and his eagerness just wanting to be a better player is going to allow him to do things like that. Of course, he's not the defender that Kawhi Leonard is, but what I'm saying is when he steps into the game, I expect him to lock up some of his defenders because I think he's good on defense. And I think that's a part of his game that a lot of people will realize that will make him possibly a star player in the NBA one day. I think that the Clippers definitely know his strengths, and I know that Ty Lue is going to find a way to utilize Terrence Mann to the highest degree. Now, as far as points, like I said, I expect him to almost double his points. To be honest, I almost expect him to really average somewhere around maybe 16 points a game, between 16 and 18 points a game. With about 5 rebounds and maybe 3 assists. I think he can do something like that because I think he'll definitely get more minutes in there. I definitely think he'll take the bulk load of the minutes coming off the bench as far as like a premier player coming off the bench. And I definitely think his role is really not going to diminish too much when the playoffs come, even when Kawhi comes back. I think I feel like they're going to turn Terrence Mann into like a 6 man of the year type candidate, and I think he can definitely do that. And I think he'll definitely thrive in it. Now, if they do happen to put him in the starting lineup, well, I think he'll definitely score, 20 points a game easily. But, we have to see how Ty Lue shakes up his lineups and, shakes up the offense to, give them a better chance to win games going forward through the season. Now, of course, this season here is going to be a different one. It's going to be stretches, of course, where they're going to go through a 5-6 game losing streak, just like any other season. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more adversified because, the adversity is going to come when, Paul George start to get fatigue or, when the team starts, those 6-7 game road trips is really going to wear them down. They don't have their best player to rely on to get them over the hump in some of them games. I just hope that the Clippers find a way to not find themselves in a play-in tournament because that could be the doom of the team. So, I'm going to need Terrence Mann to play at the level he played in the playoffs. Maybe just even a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. So can Terrence Mann help the, Clippers be a formidable team with his eagerness and the way he plays and his upside? He definitely can. And, like I said, I definitely anticipate him being looked at least as a 6 man of the year candidate. And with that being said, I really hope that he goes out there and ball out and play his best basketball that he's ever played. Because honestly, of course, you make your name in the postseason, but you also can make a pretty damn good name for yourself in the regular season if you have, the opportunity. And this is the opportunity for him to show what he really can do. And this is an opportunity for him to show that, he is a more than valuable piece of this team that's going to help them win, that can help them win. Now, I know they acquired Eric Bledsoe, but I'm not sure how the minutes are going to go between Eric Bledsoe or Terrence Mann or who's going to start. Ty Lue is just a surpriser. He might surprise surprise you and start Terrence Mann and have Eric Bledsoe come off the bench. You know how Ty Lue is. Ty Lue can just throw things in there and throw loopholes in there where teams will just be off when they play the Clippers. And that's exactly what the Clippers' angle should be going into the season, because they don't have their best player. They do have their second best player, and they do have a bunch of good players around them, and they have they have a lot of depth on this team, and they could really actually surprise a lot of people this season. And I'm really expecting them kind of to surprise some people this season, because I think a lot of the media is just going to downgrade the Clippers by saying, oh, well, they might be a play-in tournament team, or they might make the 8th seed. No, I think the Clippers might actually make the 6th or 7th seed, or something like that. Maybe even be a little bit higher. But depending on what they get out of a player like Terrence Mann, along with the rest of the crew, it's only going to make them even more dangerous when Kawhi comes back, of course. But my thing is, I'm looking at some of these possible trades and things like that. I've been talking about my last couple of videos in regards to Dylan Brooks, Kristaps Porzingis and other players. I need to let the Clippers know something. I don't feel like they should trade Terrence Mann for anything. I feel like they should try to find a way to keep the guy. I feel like they should try to find a way to utilize his skill and let him grow in the offense more and become more of a two-way player that I think he can be, and find a way to keep him. If they trade anybody, or if there's one player on the bench or something like that they're not going to trade, it doesn't need to be Terrence Mann if they decide to go through with any trades. But we'll see exactly how that goes, if they go through any trades or not. But I really would advise the Clippers not to trade Terrence Mann, because I like his upside. And like I said, I expect him to double his point total this season, whether in the starting lineup or not. And I expect the Clippers to at least be a 6 or 7 seed going into the playoffs, with Kawhi Leonard coming back healthy, ready to make another run. But hey, that's my take on the situation. That's what I see. And let me know what you think in the comment section about what do you expect from Terrence Mann this season, point-wise, what type of role you think he should be playing in, and how he will affect the team in a good way and or a bad way, if there's any. And let me know. We'll discuss as well always. And hey, Cali out.